Alright, my new flashlight is in. What? They sent me a cheap Chinese knockoff. This stupid thing probably doesn't even work. Ah! 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 Well, hey everyone, and welcome back to Tactical Review. As you can tell from the title of the video, I did in fact buy a Chinese counterfeit Inforce APLc light. And you should not. So if you have any questions about that, you could possibly stop right now. But I'd appreciate it if you didn't. So the reason that I purchased the Chinese counterfeit version is this right here. If you guys follow the channel on social media, you saw a little while back I posted some pictures of this Inforce Glock 19X clone airsoft pistol. And my whole purpose in purchasing this device is for dry fire training, more or less. Quasi dry fire training, I guess would probably be better because there's actually going to be a projectile. I'm planning a whole video on that. But in order for me to get quality training, specifically with drawing and presenting, I need to come out of my holsters. And my holsters are all designed for my Glock 19 that has an Inforce APLc light mounted. And so with a holster designed to retain on a flashlight, you don't get any retention without that flashlight. Now, in the couple of years since I've purchased the APLc for my everyday carry gun, it has gone out of production. As a matter of fact, Inforce retired this and their WML weapon mount light for long guns, and they are bringing out an aluminum bodied family of lights called the Wild. And the Wild 2, which is I believe the direct replacement for the WML, it has been released. The Wild 1, which is the replacement for the APLc and is hopefully a direct drop-in replacement. That'll be for another video. However, the Wild 1 has not been released yet. And when I first purchased the APLc, they were going for about $80 a piece. Now that they are unobtainium, I see them going for $130 for used examples on eBay, and I wasn't paying an extra 50% for a used light that's really just a retention device. So when I purchased the Inforce light, I remembered that on Amazon there was a terrible problem with counterfeit versions, and so I went out intentionally seeking a counterfeit APLc. I'm going to give you guys a few ways to tell, and for starters is the box. You can see this is actually in a fairly decent plastic box. It has egg crate foam in it. Honestly, the actual flashlights did not come in packaging anywhere near this nice. On screen now, I have found some pictures of the original packaging. I have since disposed of mine, and you can see it's just simple clear plastic. Matter of fact, over here I have the packaging that my Streamlight TLR1 HL came in, and you can see it's very similar. Just clear plastic, got some printed materials inside, and I think the reason for that is manufacturers of quality flashlights spend their money on the flashlight, not on the packaging. I could be wrong about that. Maybe you have a contact at Inforce or Streamlight and you can enlighten us. I'm sorry. Terrible pun. That said though, the product description, 200 lumens of light, textured paddles, constant on, momentary on strobe. It claims to run for an hour and a half, and it's made for Glock rails. So as a retention device, this does what I need. But when we get in here and look a little bit more closely, we can see some other ways aside from just the packaging to tell them apart. Okay, the first and most obvious, as you can see on screen, is the fact that the Counterfeit does not come with the Inforce decal pre-installed. Yeah, most name brand flashlights don't have you install the branding for them. However, the Counterfeit comes with actually 2 branding stickers. That way, I guess when it inevitably peels off, you may replace it. And I can also tell you that the font isn't exactly the same. And just, yeah, branding's not right. Second, as you can see up on screen right now, the texture on the paddle buttons is not the same. That was one of the big things that the reviewers that I saw 2 years ago said to look out for. And as a matter of fact, some of the Counterfeits don't even attempt to mock up the stippling, and instead they simply have vertical bar texturing on the buttons. I'm going to see if I can find a picture of that. If I did, it's up on your screen right now so you can see what I'm talking about. If I didn't, well, it's just not stippled. Let's leave it like that. Aside from that, the actuation buttons, they're just not... See, you can see I'm clicking. That should be going on and staying on instead of continually flashing. It should be push and hold. So the constant on is no longer working. When I first opened the flashlight, the momentary on wouldn't work. It was constant on or nothing. If you've taken any kind of tactical pistol classes that have had night shoots at all, you know that there's good use for that momentary on for light discipline. Arguments can be made for all 3 modes. Strobe, let's see if I can even get strobe working. No. Strobe won't even work. A lot of people disable strobe, but arguments could be made for it. Constant on, momentary on, all of those modes have their purposes, and not all of them are working in this. So it's pretty simple telling these counterfeits from the real deal. I did not purchase this with the intention of using it for a flashlight. I purchased it as a holster retention device, and did so knowing that I was purchasing a counterfeit. So what I want to do is I want to see how well it actually fits on a pistol and see how well it retains in holsters designed for the APLc. On getting to this point, I did try a Crimson Trace model that alleged to fit in APLc holsters. My experience was that it fit with a lot of force in my sidecar variant, and it would not fit at all in my single holster that I carry most of the time. So I went ahead and just sent that back. Okay, it does fit on the Glock accessory rail. Let's see if we get retention with it. We do. Now let's check my EDC holster. All right. Yeah, we get pretty good retention there. And hey, while we're at it, since I'm standing here. For people who say that you can't concealed carry a full-size pistol, there you go. Alright, I've become a little bit less of the physical man than I used to be, and I am concealed carrying a Glock 19X clone here, which obviously has the Glock 17 grip frame. So there you go. The Counterfeit Inforce APLc does do what I need it to do, which is function as a retention device in my Glock 19 holsters. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this battery out of here because I'm concerned that this counterfeit flashlight is a fire hazard if it actually has a battery in it. Because as you guys may know, weapon lights, or tactical lights, or whatever you want to call them, they tend to get really warm as they're being used. And good name brand lights, even some of the lesser name brand lights, I won't mention any names here, but they tend to have decent thermal management where they step back the output and they do some things to mitigate heat related issues. I'm not convinced that this knockoff light has any of that, so I'm not going to keep a battery in it. Basically, unless you have a very, very, very good reason, don't buy counterfeit lights and accessories. Leave that to me. I'm a professional-ish. Anyway, I hope you got something out of this video. I did. I now am set up to be able to use my training aid the way I intended. Stay tuned for more of that. Guys, I appreciate you guys watching. And beyond that, if you do want to help support the channel, there's a few ways to do that. The first way is absolutely free, and it just costs you a couple of seconds. As you go down below, click that thumbs up on the video, and go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Ring that notification bell so that you see when I upload new content. Beyond that, if you'd like, you can head over to Defender Coffee using my referral link down in the description below. And any purchase you make, the channel is going to get a little bit of a commission off that. You get amazing coffee. It's the coffee that I drink every day, as a matter of fact. And the proceeds of your purchase will go to support one of 3 gun advocacy groups of your choice. You can also head over to store.tacreview.com, pick yourself up some shirts and stickers and other merchandise. And of course, that all goes back here to the channel and helps support accessories, knockoffs, and originals. It helps us to purchase ammo and just do the things that we need to do so that we can keep bringing you content. Finally, if you would like, you can head over to Patreon or Subscribestar and go ahead and support the channel directly. We appreciate all of our paid supporters. You guys are amazing, and I continue to be humbled by your support. If you're not following along over on social media, you should do that. We've got links in the description, as well as the username up on the screen for the social media platforms that we're using right now. So everyone, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all your support along the way. And until next time, shoot straight, stay safe. Got it. No. I don't know if that was worth it.